Hello, everybody. Greetings and salutations. It's been a while. Been a while since we got to do the Wednesday game. So, you know, kind of nice to get that going again in a bit, like I said. But yeah, greetings and salutations. Hello, hello, hello. Hope you're having a wonderful day or evening. And yeah, we're gonna get fired up here in a minute or two as we get now that everybody's here. Gonna fire up. I'm gonna do a roll call. I think one or two people need a couple extra minutes. But with that being said, yeah, basically we're just gonna get this bad boy started very soon. So sit back, relax, grab some popcorn, have a corn dog, whatever floats your boat, and we'll get it started. So, who all can recall what happened last time? And if they cannot, that is all right because I do. And I know it's been a bit, so I can do the
I got
reminding.
my ass kicked. That's all I remember.
When don't you get your ass kicked, though?
Okay, fair, but not down to 2 HP. Okay, okay.
And I don't clearly remember, so I probably could use a refresher.
Alrighty. So, let's start off with bringing you. So, last time on Dragons and or Dungeons, primarily Dungeons, the party was in this cave seeking answers, seeking to clear it. Clarity through pain, I suppose, could be one way to describe an adventurer. Um, and you had gone in here because of the water having some strange transformative properties, of which, well, further, I guess to take it further back for proper context, you came across water with transformative properties and decided to follow it, thinking that this is a location that you had to be, and you came to what was a cave that was across a bit of a lake, about 70 feet, which is still, it's a pretty good sized lake. Um, you went inside, you found a bunch of people huddled inside, starving, hungry, um, terrified of the giant crabs outside that you had just dealt with the first time. You came inside, you explored a little bit, you found some kind of undead things, you found some frozen little frozen water stuff burst out of it. You continued through some hallways, caverns. Um, Came across some big skeleton dudes, some cultists. You promptly dealt with them, along with their what you probably would presume to be some kind of a leader, or maybe the higher up, because he definitely was acting way differently. And then you proceeded through the caves, came across some other undead, and pretty promptly dispatched them. And then you quote unquote snuck your way down the cavern to come across another frozen lake with a troll uh, chained to a wall and basically like a ball gag. And it's undead alchemist individual, as he had described himself as Calvin the Great. Um, and you have to say the Great. But it wasn't till after you started fighting the bodyguard. Yeah, technically is a body. It's just undead. After fighting the bodyguard, and he told you about his experiments and wanting to learn stuff, and then he cut off some chunks of the flesh, did some wiggly fingers with it, and chunked it into the water, and just being like, that sample's no good. And he just kind of kept doing that. There were offerings of him coming to town, which
I
he
do.
consider.
I also remember we became besties because he was having a lot of fun showing me all about all of the different experiments he was working on. He even cut off some of the troll to give to me so I could take it with us to town because he seemed enamored by the idea of, or maybe just intrigued by the idea of maybe being able to develop a regenerative potion. And since we have some master potion makers in town, figured I'd expand the search on that. Yeah. Yeah, that was fun. I almost forgot about the Great Kelvin. And was it Great Kelvin or Kevin?
Calvin the Great.
Calvin the Great. Yes. Marvelous.
And then you
So,
guys
yeah.
basically backtracked to the cave to the first opening and decided to, I believe it was you deciding to camp out there.
That sounds right.
Yep, and I was told to wait to do my long rest till after session ended. I'm still 2 HP. Ah!
So we're pretty much picking up where we had left off as you guys were prepping to do a long rest after all this information and all this clearing of a cave. So yeah, the scene starts there. So what is it y'all's want to do? Just the long rest?
That's kind of what I need. I don't know about everyone else.
Yeah, I was ready for just a long rest, at least to start.
And was there anybody going to be on watch? I mean, if not, that's fine.
I'll take first watch.
All right, we got one watch.
Yeah, Price will do one of them as well. Whichever one.
I can also take one.
Well, I will let y'all's decide who gets what watch. And whoever's the first watch, which it sounded like it was Vimac, you can give me a perception. So you set up and you're so very distracted by the events that transpired where there was a couple points where you ended up just sort of retreating. And adventures are you usually live the dangerous life, right? Like any given moment can be your last in a quest to do the good to do the right thing and totally not breaking and entering into monsters' homes and killing them and stealing their loot and or adopting their babies. Um, but yeah, you're just really distracted, just thinking about what transpired, thinking about whatever you might be thinking about. It's just your head's not necessarily in the game for keeping an eye out for things per se. But nothing happens.
Well, good, because yeah, I was definitely thinking about almost dying, and yeah.
All right, and who was on second watch?
Price, since you spoke up next, do you want to go?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, go for it.
I'm concentrating. Which bolt?
Well,
Bryce, you were so busy just thinking about that wagon design that you were just like, you realize how far behind you are on your work. These adventures certainly make it real hard to get the wagon sales business going. So you just can't help but just be like, thinking about like, oh crap, man, I still owe Del Ruth a wagon. I still, I still gotta finish. I gotta think of the plans for the next one, and you just got a lot on your mind right now. Aside from the fact that several people almost died, as Taito is
Yeah.
laying in the corner, battered, bruised, but barely alive. But nothing happens. Next watch.
All right. Yeah, you'd wake up Altani, I guess.
Oh, man, I think that's the best I've slept in a while. So, anything happen I should know about?
No, I'd gotta well, kind of see him. He's probably sitting down and he's got his journal out, and you could tell he's been like taking notes and stuff. Oh, no, nothing really. He's probably
Well,
obviously distracted.
I'll be like, well, that's good to hear. I guess, well, I won't distract you. I'm awake now, so carry on.
And at that point, you probably just notice Price, not even like a few minutes in, just like, like when you're working so hard, like over a desk or something, and you just like doze off. Price probably does that.
He's sitting down, like leaned up against the wall, and he's kind of like chin down to his chest, and his hat's probably like sunk down forward over his eyes a little bit, and his journal's just still folded, like just still open to a page, but like laying flat on his belly. He might be like when he's inhaling and exhaling, the kind of like the quiet little snores. It's like turning a page back and forth.
All right. Altani with a 20. Let's see, 23 as people are napping. You can't help but notice something.
Excellent.
A very familiar looking doggo.
Puppy.
Just sort of sitting there watching.
Well, in Celestial, I'll greet it. You know, hello, friend. It looks like you found us here, too. It looks like you're doing well.
Its ears kind of flick a little bit as you acknowledge it. But it just continues sitting, observing.
Well, while these guys sleep, I guess just let me know if you think we need to head on out, or if you need anything. Otherwise, I'll be here. Because I'm still not entirely sure. Although, hey, could I do? Let's see here. There we go.
So you can clearly tell it doesn't mean any harm. It is curious. And based on the timing of the ear flicks and the tail movement, it understands every single word that you are saying. It just seems to be choosing not to respond.
The strong silent type. I can respect that. Well, I'll be here if you need anything. And I'll just work on cleaning my gear, checking to make sure the troll meat is still securely wrapped up and not, leaking on stuff in my pack and, the usual. In fact, I'll even hold up the troll meat kind of toward the wolf and be like, did you want some of this? I've heard it's magical.
The wolf stands up and just starts walking out
Like,
very
"Oh,
casually.
all right." Like, I'll take that as a no.
But beyond that, nothing else seems to happen.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Well, I'll finish out my watch and wake up the crew when it's done.
To which is done. Oh, hello. There we go. So yeah, I mean, get your long rest in. Beyond that, nothing else seems to occur other than the usual. Well, you're kind of close to the entrance, so probably the occasional howl of like air coming in because you are kind of close to the entrance. So the pressure difference, you can hear like maybe the howl of some wind every so often, the squeaking of rats, probably some ambient sounds from outside because it is like a minute walk from here to the entrance, but that'd still be, I'd probably say that's still close enough to hear some louder things from outside. So yeah.
Louder things like normal daily sounds
Yeah,
or
ambient.
okay. Okay.
This is wild. OOC. Vimac and Price both were missing the exact amount of hit points and hit dice. Altani was missing one more hit point with the same amount of hit dice. And Kaito, being a barbarian, uh, having taking basically double damage, was missing almost twice as much as we were, and 3 hit dice, same amount. It's like
Well, the 3 hit dice I
this.
think is default. Is it default or is it normally does it roll for something? So I'm still missing 1 hit dice.
Yeah, you only get half back
Okay.
on a long rest. So
Yeah.
I think all of us were completely out. We all got the 3 back, but it was
Mhm.
just like the damage was spread so evenly. I
Yeah.
just noticed that. It's funny.
That's crazy.
I'm looking at my spell list to see if I want to switch anything out real quick. So uh, there it is.
Well,
Okay.
as you guys are waking up, I'll relay about the visit from the spirit pepper and how he was, I mean, a little rude when I tried to show him this cool troll meat. He just walked out. So I guess he's not really, maybe he's not a meat eater. I wonder if he's vegetarian. I'll have to look into that. But you guys get some good rest? You look a lot better.
Feeling better.
Good. Hopefully everybody is rested up and ready to brave whatever's out here. I mean, I think we probably took care of the crabs okay.
So is the plan
Oh,
to
and
head
hey,
back out?
I think so. Hey, Price, are you still able to carve like a little sign or something by the entrance to the cave? Because if we could put something like, you know, under construction or do not enter collapsing tunnels or something to keep people away, I think the great Calvin might, or Calvin the Great might really appreciate not being disturbed. Might help keep the cultist activity down too.
Oh yeah. Let's see here.
Perfect. I'll go
So
look for a spot.
last time we did this, I forgot what I used.
Some
I think I used.
it was
You
something
used a
we used like
temporary spell. It was going to
Yeah, it
go
was like
away in an hour.
prestidigitation
oh
or elementalism or
yeah
something. So
yeah
to make this more
maybe that one.
permanent, and since
Mhm.
this is kind of a flavor thing, could Price? I mean, Price has got his briefcase, which is a little workshop to make wagons, and he already had his Price is Right sign that is now in the void somewhere. Could he literally like take some time to crawl into his briefcase and actually put together a legitimate sign that we could put up?
Yeah. You'd probably have enough scrap material laying around.
So,
Hey, Price, if you're
uh,
gonna make a sign with your own materials, you might as well throw some free advertisement on there and say "Brought to you by Price Wagons."
oh, I get it. Yeah,
It's a tax write-off.
that's a good point. I'm gonna say something like, don't go in here, go visit Price in Delruth. It's kind of it'll accomplish both.
That seems like a very efficient message. Nice one, Price.
Back out. Computer's not there. So yeah, you eventually get your sign. I was just getting this map ready because you guys are heading out the cave. So, um,
Oh yeah, yeah. So he'll tinker a little bit, and then probably eventually pop out of the briefcase.
roll ATO. Well, y'all's head outside, and it's a morning, all right. So yeah, there's like a little low-lying mist. The morning dew has settled. It's a little chilly, because it's morning time. But yeah, it's just morning outside of a cave in a forest. Outside of a cave on an island surrounded by a lake in a forest. Leaving you guys to whatever devices you see fit.
Well, I'm going to use my lucky roll to check survival to get my bearings so that we can orient based on what we learned from the last little town we were at. Let's see. So I'll get advantage. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. 13. Oh, man.
All right.
What
So
else
a
did I roll?
13.
Oh, geez.
I mean, you don't have to pass every roll. That's what makes the story fun.
I don't think I've passed a survival check so far.
Then that would make the time you do pass it have that much more impact.
So special.
And that's
Oh,
why
man.
I use the standard array, because having a negative is not always a bad thing. So with a 13, I mean, you could tell like cardinal direction, and you sort of had the map, so you'd have a pretty rough idea of how to get back to that town or village.
Okay.
It was a town, it's not a village.
Well, okay. So if I know the cardinal directions, can you confirm if that town, based on the map, since we don't physically have it OOC, are in what direction is that little town from here?
It's obviously south because we went north.
No, we're not falling into that trap. Not yet.
Let me refer. Man, make me go through all these notes to find exactly which direction.
I know. I'm such a mean player.
So mean, wanting to know cardinal directions,
Making my
knowing
DM
where
do
things
DM
are.
things.
Monastery was. That one was there.
Why have the cardinal directions when you can have the Pope directions?
The Pope directions might be more restrictive, though. Although,
That
wait.
was.
Well, why have the Pope directions when I could have superior directions? I mean, being female, Mother Superior, superior directions, that seems to fit. And they're obviously superior.
So this was west of where they got lost, which would be here. So that would mean. Okay, so from where you are, that town would be, or that village would be. Sorry, I'm having to do a little brain math, because yeah, because I could just behind a DM screen this part because you guys have maps and had maps and stuff. But from where you guys are, that was west of the point the party got lost. So yeah, so it'd be back to where you'd be. Okay, my brain's inverting things. So yeah, it'd be west from where you are. Yeah, west of the point where the party got lost. Yeah. So yes.
Oops,
Like
sorry. Helps if I take myself off mute. Okay, so knowing that the town is west and knowing the cardinal directions from where we are, would I be able to logically determine, does this river then go north? Like, had we gone south along the river to reach this, like southwest, I guess?
possibly. I mean, you haven't followed it, so
Well, I mean, we followed it down.
yeah. Like so for the map orientation,
Yeah.
like it goes pretty far. So whether it bends in a certain other direction at some point, you're uncertain. But from where you are, because if town is west, if we were using map orientation, town being west, then this going northwest-ish, then somewhere in the west. North, well, it would be northwest, so east, west, somewhere in the west. East? How would you do
The river goes to the northwest, so it wouldn't match the map necessarily.
Black whales? Oh well, sorry, I even fucked up my own cardinal direction. So it would be going northeast, north.
So kind of
Never
as
ever
if the
sock
map we're
whales.
looking at is north. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, cool. Well,
Ugh,
it means that
brain
wherever we
work.
got lost, we are southwest of that point. So I'm gonna be like, in character, I'll be like looking at the map that I've kind of been sketching based around what they told us and kind of comparing it to my notes of the river and stuff. So we may want to just head, back northeast from here. And then when we get close to where we recognize we had started following the river, we could probably just head straight north. And hopefully get back to an area that we're familiar with again. What do you guys think?
Yeah, sounds good.
Like, Altani's trying so hard to like bolster her really unfamiliarity with survivalist stuff. I mean, she's a rogue, not a
My
ranger.
directions aren't so good.
Well, that's all right. With our powers combined, we'll find our way back eventually. I mean,
If that's
statistically, it's
west,
a non-zero chance, no matter
east.
what. mean, I guess unless we're like eaten by something, but if nothing kills us, we should eventually find our way back.
Yeah, so you
Well,
would be
okay.
there. That is west
Well,
of them.
let's head on out.
So they're east.
And is there a narrow
God, my
spot
brain.
where we
What's
could
my brain not doing?
cross?
Oh, there's plenty.
Okay. So,
Yeah, because the town would be west of where you are. Because my brain keeps flipping between like, so if you're thinking about the town, then they would be east of the town because you're currently west. But from you, the town is west from you, but east, and then bruh, cardinal directions hurt brains sometimes.
that
That's
actually made
perspective.
perfect sense to me. So, good job.
Yeah, because the west of where they are. So then they're east of the town.
I'm going to kind of be going along and turn and nobody's following, be like, hey guys, you coming? Or are we camping out here for another night?
Whoops.
My brain got flip-flopped. All right. So you are heading, so following the river or stream
Yeah, back northeast.
northeast. Okay. I need to get out a sheet of paper and just put all my plot point, put all the plots of locations, things, and my brain keeps mixing these up. All right. So basically, following this, it continues. So I guess the question is, how far do you want to try and follow it? Because it goes for a good bit. Like after 15, 20, 30, an hour of walking, I mean, you're still following it.
I think we're basically retracing our steps that we made on the way down. So, kind of however long we had walked to follow the river down, probably walk about that way up and then head straight north from whatever that point was.
All right. So you do so. And you
Awesome.
find yourself still in the forest.
Hmm.
Were we headed back to Del Ruth or continuing on our search for? I have no idea what we were even searching for.
Well, we were looking for some chaotic magic. But at this point, I feel like we do need to regain our bearings because if we get too far from town, we could get really, really lost. So I figured we'd at least try and maybe because we do need to tell Luana about what we found regarding the cultists in the cave and Calvin the Great. So it might be good to check in.
The grid has to be uppercase when you say it.
Yes. Capital Great. Like Tony the Tiger. I mean, if you guys would like to continue searching without a real point of reference from where we are and where we'd be going, we can, but I'm not entirely sure how far we are, really, what direction we are from town. So I think we might need to try and find our way back.
Okay, that makes some sound logic. So
And I mean, if we want, we could always camp out here a little bit and give Price a chance to maybe make a new wagon, use the wagon to speed up our travels. What do you think, Bryce?
Well, it could, but I'm just thinking about like when we originally lost it is because we couldn't. We were struggling to get it to where we were trying to go through the woods. So if
True.
I did make one, we'd have to take roads, which could actually help
Well, maybe we pick it back up on that thought when we find a road. Because that could help. Because if we find a road and then we have the wagon and stay on the road, we're going to find something major one way or another. And from there, we can definitely get our bearings and head back to Delruth whenever we want.
Okay, look for a road.
Do we want to just keep heading north from here?
Yeah. We're following the river till we find a road, right?
I mean, we can. I don't know the river's going to connect with a road necessarily, but we could do that. Is that what you guys would like to do? Kaito? Bryce?
Sounds fun to me.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. All right, let's do it. So our merry band of adventurers will continue northeasterly or however the river takes us till we find a road. Or like a bridge or something. Or a very well-worn like wagon path.
Alrighty.
Or a town.
Whoever is leading this, basically whoever's leading gets to be the one to give me a perception check.
Probably be me. Let me see here. There we go.
You do indeed come across a bridge, but interestingly enough, it is not connected to a road. There's overgrowth. Then it is following this stream, but there's like a small bridge that. I mean, you got a good enough well, give me a nature check.
One sec.
Yeah, it's just kind of an isolated bridge crossing a stream.
Well, Price, does this look like anything you'd recognize? You're our nature guy.
Well, yeah, it's definitely kind of weird. Weird, weird things are what we typically find. Can I do some sort of check to see if this is familiar, or if is this like a druid thing?
You can give me a history check. Story. So with a 16. So the first thing that comes to mind that you can rule out is, to answer your question, it is definitely not a druid thing. It doesn't have any of the carvings, markings, aesthetics, or any other indication of druidic ritual or reference. But with a 16, things that come to mind, bridges. Usually bridges connect to a road, but there's no road. And secondly, because I imagine Kali or Altani would have conveyed there's a road, but it's obvious when you get close enough. But also you would think, man, don't things like live under bridges? But then it's usually because you think of like it's funny to say it, folk tales. Trolls living under bridges, but I mean, is it a folk tale if you literally just saw a troll and they're actively alive? So probably rumors for context of a medieval fantasy magic setting.
And is that being speciesist if we're stereotyping trolls in their living conditions? Like, was that possibly like anti-troll propaganda that they're too uncultured to live in actual houses? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, do
But
humanoids live in villages and towns?
sometimes.
Exactly. So,
Exactly.
so yeah, so with the history, things, I mean, there's the idea that things do live under bridges. It is shelter from at least like rain in some cases. It is shelter from elements depending on the construction of the bridge. So, based on that, maybe something's living there.
How wide is the stream, or I guess like how big is this bridge? Is a better question.
It's about 20, 15, 20, 25 feet. Because the stream from like edge to edge is about, at some points 10. So we'd say between 20 and 25 feet.
So, and it's you said it's completely overgrown, and there's not like a beaten path. Like, doesn't look like anyone's walked on this in a while,
Correct.
type thing. Interesting. Is this the same stream or river that we were following to find the cave on that island?
Yeah, you guys have been sticking close to it, so
Okay, so before, like, there's a good chance that this water's still got weird properties to it,
maybe.
because this is the same stuff that Gnome drank, and that I guess the Calvin the Great was throwing weird tissue samples in. Uh, so if there is anything living under that bridge, it's probably got like 10 eyes or something. I get so uh how far away would you say we are from the bridge? Like, if we wanted to avoid it, I guess. Um well, before we get up too close to it, Price is gonna look into the water again. And the last time we were here, like, we saw there was a frog that had like extra legs, and there was a fish with like extra eyes. Are there still odd creatures here that he could see?
There are no creatures here, interestingly enough. Not a single
uh
solitary critter.
the and the so the bridge is ahead of us. We're going north, and the stream is flowing that way as well.
So the stream would be flowing from north, it'd be flowing down.
Dang. Okay. I was gonna send something in the water and see what happens as it went
So,
under the bridge.
so basically, the water's flowing towards you, like under the bridge.
Okay. Hmm.
It's ahead
So
of
had
them.
that changed direction? Because I thought we were following the stream or the river upstream before to find what it flowed from, and that's what led us to the cave. Did it
Aha.
switch direction at some point?
Well, normally I would have some kind of a history check, but you have figured something out.
Hmm.
Interesting. Yeah, because I remember that as well. Uh
And wouldn't our passive perception have picked up a sudden change in the direction of the river?
Not really. I mean, you were focused on trying not to get lost.
Well, we were following the river though. So
Yeah.
like we would be keeping an eye on the river and checking it regularly.
Yeah, but you probably wouldn't have. It's one of those things where
We've
it's like
also
it's not like it is flowing, yes, but if you weren't specifically like watching the water, then you wouldn't have noticed because it's not flowing very quickly. It's very settled. Not settled, but it's very calm.
Hmm.
so
You're muted, Vimac.
I know I wouldn't be touching the water based on previous action or interactions.
I probably
Oh,
wouldn't be
yeah.
touching it. I would have been
that
looking
makes
at
sense.
Come on, lick the
So-
doorknob.
it. Well, I guess in noticing this now, is the water flowing in like under the bridge in a normal direction, or does the bridge have something to do with the change in direction?
It is flowing down towards you from the other side of the bridge.
Hmm.
I don't think this is necessarily going to do anything, but um, such a long tooltip. I'm gonna do this and cast Beckon Water, and it says you can create 1 cup of clean water either in an open container or on a surface. I want to basically just like what I know to be normal water to this river and just see what happens, if anything.
Guess you can give me a perception.
Okay.
So with a 15, I mean it doesn't do anything random, strange, or weird. It's just adding water to water.
Okay. Um, not knowing really much about this bridge, I think Price is gonna probably start to like creep up to it. So I'm gonna, I guess, roll for stealth, but want to get closer and kind of investigate it a little bit.
And how far did you guys want to be from the bridge?
Uh, I don't- I guess like what, like 50 feet? I just measured out from me to like this bend right here, like 55.
All right, so there, let's do that. So you have visual marker.
So Price will kind of start creeping up, and you said it's really overgrown and stuff. So
Yep, it has
he's gonna
been
attempt.
overtaken by the natural world.
He's gonna attempt to use his herbalism kit, but I'm gonna get there first. I just want to link it so that. Oh, I didn't mean to actually roll it. I'm gonna link the thing. No, it doesn't. Well,
What you're making is all tiny.
Oh, sorry. Making drinks for everybody.
Party!
yep. The price will start kind of creeping up. I was trying to link the actual item, but it didn't link it. Basically, have an herbalism kit, and I was gonna just try and identify what these plants are. Like, are they poisonous? Does this seem like it's random growth, or you know, just kind of get more information about it.
All right. That would be a nature check.
I think that's what the herbalism kit goes off of.
Yep. That's what I was
Oh, it's actually
saying.
different. It's wisdom versus in. Okay, yeah.
Finish the bonus
Uh,
tool. If you
Heyo.
have proficiency in a skill that is used with this check, you have advantage as well. So it would be, I guess you don't really have to crit fish. So these plants are, so with your natural 20, you walk up to these, you open up your herbalism kit, probably pop it out your suitcase, I imagine, and pull it out. Or you open up your suitcase and Scooter just yeets it at your face, whichever happens
Yeah.
more often. Um, and you start going around and you look at some of the flowers that have very interesting colors and shapes and vibrancies and gradients, and come to the realization after plucking a couple of them, you probably have some gloves or something just to be safe as part of like an herbalism kit. You determine that these flowers, this flora, is not local. You are well, it's a nat 20. You are sure that they're not invasive, but you are very aware that not only are they not local, but give me a. Let me think. Are they going to be history or arcana? You know what? Since it's a nat 20, I'll let it be your choice. A history or arcana,
I'll do Arcana.
because they'll have different information associated with the checks. 21. All right. So you determine, as somebody who is of the natural world, quote unquote, uh, you determine that these plants are not only are they not local to the area that you're immediately in, they are not local to the general area that you have been in, so, miles and miles, but between the natural 20 and the 21 arcana, these aren't even from this plane, I guess one way to put it. And with the arcana between the two checks and how good they were, these are from, you could determine based on maybe some little bits that you've read here and there, some thoughts that maybe some other druids that have talked to you, or just through your travels have met some people, because you're a salesman, you've talked to a lot of people. You would determine that these flowers, this flora, is from, would be more closely associated to something from the Feywild. In some way, shape, or form, this little area has been influenced by that locale. Now, how they got there, you're not sure. Why they're there, you're not sure. You just know that these are not local to even the quote unquote material plane.
So you said like no one's walked across the bridge and there's overgrowth everywhere. Is it so overgrown that you wouldn't be able to get across the bridge without like potentially chopping some of this away? Or
I
is it just like
mean, you could cross it. There's just a lot of stuff growing over it.
okay. Would it be feasible for someone to uh like cross under it?
Oh yeah, there's plenty of room under. It's a bridge.
So like this way
Yep.
under it instead of this way across it? Okay, interesting. Um so I don't know if everyone's caught up to him or if they're just waiting.
Kyle's totally
But-
ready to yeet you over it.
He would scamper back and relay most of what all of what Cubed had said. And definitely, I mean, basically mention, well, uh, so there's something weird with the bridge. It's got something to do with the Feywild, and I'm kind of wondering if it might be magical in some way, because none of those plants are from here.
You mean like linked to the kitchen table?
Huh?
Yeah, what? Still there, Vimac?
At the kitchen table that we get our food from.
Oh,
Oh,
well, like, yeah, maybe.
could be.
I'm wondering if it's like a portal.
Ooh, I wonder if we
Like,
walk on it, we can just say where we want to go, if it'll take us there.
or like, you cross the bridge and what's on the other side might not be what you can actually see. Or I was thinking, so the waters change directions. If we crossed under the bridge, I don't know. Maybe that has something to do with it as well.
Oh, maybe crossing under the bridge would not trigger the portal, or
Or maybe that's like where the portal is.
I mean,
Like
only one
crossing,
way to find out.
because it looks like no one's been on the bridge in quite some time. But I'm wondering if so before
Are you
the
trying to get
water
another
was
familiar killed?
well, I wasn't suggesting it, but it's a good idea.
They don't actually die. They just go to the other plane and then they can come back. So
I mean, that sounds like
So
probably the safest option. Because,
Well-
when we die, we don't get to come back that easy.
we don't?
I mean, do you?
Don't know. Never died.
I mean, fair. Do you know a lot of people who have died and then come back on their own initiative? Because if so, I think we need to have a longer conversation about this later.
I think so. Yeah, I recall a few.
Really? That's not really common. So, all right. Well, we can't. Okay, we shouldn't get distracted. That's not really here nor there at this moment. Do we want to explore? Do you want to? I mean, Vimac, do you feel comfortable sending your minion to check it out? And wherever, if they
Right, let's
disappear,
see.
we could go that direction. And if they don't disappear,
Who's
then we know
up?
it's safe to pass.
So you said the Feywild, right?
I believe
Okay.
so.
I will summon Nirvana, my sprite.
Oh, is there any sign of that wolf around?
I'll look around. Should I roll perception?
It's not around.
And is she going to have to touch the ground, or can she just fly?
I've got no idea.
She's gonna cast invisibility on herself first.
I'm not sure if Altani's trying to say anything. Like I see the mic popping on and off, but I don't know if that's it. Her
Nope.
audio's messing
I
up.
think it's just ambient.
Oh, okay.
So I will send Nirvana in invisible and flying first.
All right. They fly under the bridge. They are now under the bridge.
And able to fly out on the other side.
Yep.
And then fly over and back.
Yep. No problem.
Okay. So not an aerial portal under the bridge or anything.
I
Let's
would have noticed.
have her go back in and then land on like the edge on land under the bridge.
Yeah, they just kind of land under the bridge.
Okay. And come back.
Not that anybody
and
could see
lose
any of
the
that.
invisibility. Right. But I can tell. So she was able to fly in
I would have been
through
close enough to see.
and above the bridge without anything happening, and then flew back and landed under the bridge, and nothing happened.
Man, what a great twist to like the characters if Vimac, like imagine if Vimac actually never had familiars, like the characters wouldn't even know. You just like you just like assume he's telling the
He's
truth,
just
like yeah,
making shit up. Yeah.
because they've all been invisible. He's like, yeah, no, I
Honestly,
sent my
that's
familiar under the
hilarious.
bridge. Yep. I should make a character like that now. Yeah, I'm a wizard. I have a familiar.
Oh, what if you're a wizard but you're cursed to have all your spells be invisible?
What if your character, the familiar, is the character? So for something else.
I've done
Like
that before. There used to be a species in 3.5 that were I can't remember the name now. I had it a second ago, but they were basically like descendants of familiars. So like there was a whole species that was just like familiars who their masters like died or like made them permanent or whatever. So that was a that was actually a
They're
thing.
like Dobby God piece of clothing familiars.
Yeah, I mean just like kind of like how you have your like your Quasit or whatever. It's like imagine a wizard summoned a Quasit and then like died, but the spell was still active. So then the familiar just kind of continued on its own sort of path, and time went on, and it became a thing. Just
That'd
that
be
kind of
pretty
thing.
awesome.
But anywho, yep, your sprite has no issue flying around.
All clear.
Well, it's weird, but it could just be nothing.
But Nirvana is also a sprite, which might be not affected. I don't know.
That's what they were called. That's what they were. Yeah, that does sound right. They were called Tibbets,
Oh, okay.
descended from cat familiars.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, guys, it looks safe. I mean, I'm celestial, so I mean, also dual plane. So let's see what we got here. I'm going to kind of slowly approach. I'm not trying to be stealthy, but I am paying very close attention to everything going on.
All right.
Oops.
And are you like, oh, like below it or like on the level of it, like about to cross it?
I am going to start by going up to the edge of the shore to like look under it and see if I see anything. Like stick my arm like under the bridge. Maybe like reach out and touch one of the plants.
Yeah, the plants don't seem to react or
Don't do
anything.
anything. Okay.
But with your natural 20, you do something that most adventurers tend not to, is look up.
Oh, hey.
And on the underside, like it's I mean, for the most part, I'm just going with the natural 20. So originally it was on the other side of the bridge, but you know, I'll give it to you with the nat 20. Effectively like on the very corner, you know, like where the underside of the bridge meets like that angle where it's, you know, the other side. You see some maybe the edge of some writing or something
Hey.
scribbled.
Mhm. Hey, Price. Come check this out. Vimac, maybe bring your familiar with you over here too and see if they can read this maybe. But I think there's some writing on the bridge. I wonder if the bridge itself has some spell components on it. Check this out.
I guess what do we see?
Well, I will attempt to read it in Common and Giant, and I will have Nirvana attempting to read it in Elvish and Sylvan.
So common and giant, you don't know what it's
And I'll attempt
saying.
to read it in Celestial.
You don't know what it's saying.
Okay.
What's Kaido doing? Kaido's chilling back there.
Staying out of trouble.
Probably smart. All right. So it sounded like I heard some Sylvan because that's the exact language that this is written in. And scribbled in it in the pretty well hidden actually. Like, you know, like a green color on a green background, kind of well hidden. Or green crayon on a green background. So it says water under the bridge.
I will relay that to everybody.
Huh.
Also,
Doesn't ring a bell to me.
And is
did you
anybody
get your
standing under the bridge right now?
Nope. Not
Okay.
completely.
Not completely.
Well, I mean, I stuck my arm under it. Did that do anything?
Yes, your arm disappears.
Really?
Yep.
I'll be like, hey guys, check this out. And I'll stick my arm under there. And then I'll pull it out. Does my
Yep,
arm
it's
come
still
back
there.
out?
Yep.
Okay.
he was like,
huh.
it's still gone.
Do you do it like 18 more times just to make sure?
I mean, at least a couple. I'll be like, hey, Vimac, here, hold my hand real quick. Don't let go. And I'm gonna
All right.
lean my head through.
On the other side, you see another bridge that you are currently under. Same make, same construction, but a lot more well kept. Albeit there's still a lot of overgrowth, but it seems like strategic overgrowth. Like vines that grow up. Well, I mean, you're looking at it from under, but
Like
kind of looks like,
decoratively rather than
yeah,
dilapidated. Yeah.
correct.
Okay. Well, I'll lean back out and relay what I saw. Cause like, I mean, this is a portal. I wonder why your familiar didn't get snagged over there. Maybe you have to be in contact with the ground here and walk under? I don't
Well,
know.
if you go under, you might not notice.
Oh, yeah. But if you saw, you didn't see your familiar disappear.
I was looking through my familiar's eyes when the familiar went through.
Well, okay, so cubed, I was only standing maybe 10, 15 feet from the bridge while the familiar went under. Wouldn't I have seen it disappear?
Yes.
The familiar was invisible.
Oh,
No.
that's a good right.
Yeah,
Fair.
remember Vimac is
Yeah.
playing is OOC totally playing tricks on everybody. Like he's not actually there's
Right.
no familiar there. He just
Right.
keeps saying there
Uh-huh.
is. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yep, totally. Okay, so yeah. So yeah, it looks like your familiar must have actually seen there is another bridge, but it's not quite as dilapidated as this one. I mean, do we want to check it out or do we just want to take note of it and come back?
It might be safe to just take note of this and then come back and check it out. Because we're on our way back and we have to relay. This might be something good to relay.
You guys are gonna see me looking kind of like OZ out of like I'll be like a little dejected, be like, yeah, yeah, you're probably right. We probably shouldn't go in there now. And I'm just gonna have a big sigh. All right. I'll scribble some notes and sketch along, details about where we were with the, things and take a little note of what the script said and a little sketch of what the bridge on the other side of the thing looked like. Like, all right, well, I got it noted down, so we can come back.
So, um, what if this is the source of the weird stuff, though?
I mean, we could try the water on the other side. In fact, Price, since you were the brave one that last time, here, I'll try it this time. But oop, and I disappear into the ether. Good lord. That's not where I wanted to go.
Control Z.
Does it actually work? It didn't want to work.
Oh,
Huh.
did you get
It
your
moved.
inspiration as
Oh,
well?
oh right. No, let's see. I have one. Does anybody not have one? Or who does not have inspiration?
I have one.
Price?
I don't, but
I
Okay.
got one
You
earlier.
take Okay, Kaito, you take it.
thank you, thank you.
Of course. I'll be like, okay, Price, Mac, do you guys want to come over here? I figure we'll go on this side of the bridge since this is where the water is flowing under the bridge from here. So this way, if it is the bridge, then this water should be uncontaminated. But you guys want to come over here and grab me just in case anything goes awry?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think Price is gonna wait on this side.
Okay. All right. Here goes. So I'm gonna reach down and like dip my hand slowly into the water, see if it affects me by just touching me. And if not, then I'll scoop some into the palm of my hand and take a sip.
All right. You take a sip.
Anything happen?
Not that you're aware of.
But I'm not transforming.
Not currently, no.
Okay. Well, all right. Is the water refreshing?
Roll. I don't know. Let's roll a d20. Let's find out.
All right. I like it.
Yeah, it's pretty refreshing.
Nice. This is pretty clean, crisp water. All right. So this side, normal. Do we want to kind of see what kind of an animal I might turn into? I'll drink it from the other side. Ooh. Fight Mike, do you want to grab a small flask of that side of the water?
Okay.
Okay. So I'll come up to the shore over here. I'll dip my hand in. Does my hand change?
No.
Okay. I'll take a scoop and I'll sip it.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
All right.
It's still
Somebody
clean and
pee.
crisp.
All right. Oh.
Yep, nothing happens. It must be fine.
Well, this tastes fine too. Maybe it's not the bridge. But to be safe, let's take some water from here too, and we can have the potion guys maybe test it. Anybody else want to try it from this side?
Bryce is just gonna from this
Got
side
it.
walk under the bridge to the
As
other
you
side.
start walking, and I'll be like, Price, I thought we agreed not to go through the portal until later. What if you can't come back?
I'm old. I don't listen. I mean, I can't hear too well.
Do you say that over your shoulder as you ignore me otherwise and walk into
Yeah.
it? Nice.
Price. Damn it. Price goes bloop.
Damn it.
They're like, Bryce? Oh, damn it. Well, there he goes.
He's old. He can't hear you. All
I'm
right,
gonna
so
walk up
Price
to
disappears.
I'm gonna walk up just to the edge and like kind of again like lean forward just to stick my head through the portal. See if I see Price.
Yes, he's standing under the bridge. Also,
Well,
Kaito Altani's head just disappears. The headless Altani in front of you.
What? Bye, Mac. Oh.
Yep.
He's just gonna point at the headless torso, not knowing what to say.
Wait, what? I got my water. What? Oh, yo, the portal?
Her head's missing.
Oh no, it's her head's on the other side of the portal.
Uh-huh.
Well, it looks like Price went in because he's gone here. He's gone.
Or he's invisible like your familiars.
well, while you guys argue about that, I'll be like, hey, oh, good, Price. I can see you. So it looks like at least this portal always goes to the same spot, hopefully. Well, I guess have fun checking things out. And I'll let them know you're okay. And I'll lean back through. Boop.
All
They're
right.
like, well,
Oh,
am I okay?
yeah, you're fine.
Okay. Well, he's just on the other side of that, so I mean, guess it's like a stable portal.
So Price, you on the other side, as you stepped under the bridge and like beyond its, effective border. You are definitely in a forest, but very much since you did the check for the plants previously, it's the same kind of plants here that there are on the other side of the bridge. So maybe some kind of like crossover or basically it's the same. And yeah, you're amidst a vast and vibrant forest of, well, the plants you saw before pale in comparison to the utter color contrast difference. Like the greens are very green, like they're damn. The greens are a lot more green, as sharper colors. There's uh like every color just pops. Hold on, let me get some hydrate. Bleh. Whew. All right. Yeah, so the colors seem to pop more. And yeah, you're just not sure where you are per se, but you're definitely not in Kansas, Dorothy. And I would even say something potentially fun could happen. Roll me a D100, Price. Hot damn. So, so when you walk through, I'd probably say just by the vast change, you probably like put your suitcase down and just sort of have to take it in for a moment. And maybe at some point, like when you set your suitcase down, it kind of clanked to the side and the latch is opened. And there's just a angry goose staring at you from the veil of the pit that is your suitcase. And at that point, you look back up and you can't help but hear a voice. Oh, a wonderful day to see you again.
Oh, uh, kind of look around. Does he see who this is?
Nope. It would seem we found ourselves in an unfortunate predicament, sir.
Who? You? You need help?
Hmm. I appear to be bound to somewhat of a buffoon, but I respect his candor. Reluctantly.
Oh, uh. So you are you stuck here?
I am always trapped. The trappings of an individual who uses me for less than what I am capable. Oh, if only he knew my true.
Bryce is like looking up in the trees, and he's like, "Uh, what is it?"
My anger is bottomless.
That sounds dangerous.
To the enemies, myself, and technically to the one I am bound to.
Uh, so what do you have to do with this bridge?
Absolutely nothing. At this point, Scooter just sort of steps out of the suitcase and scoots next to you.
Gonna kind of slowly look at Scooter. Uh, did you call me a buffoon?
That is what you are.
I'm a salesman. I'm also deep gnome.
And yet, with all that power, what do you do with it? All that knowledge? You'd craft machines of war.
Well, I got a war goose.
I know.
Uh, this is a little weird. Why is it? Everything's always a little weird. I'm pretty sure.
Come now. After all this time, you've been unable to expect the unexpected.
Well, that is true. I have a cloak that doesn't ever stop billowing. So, yeah. You and
I'm
I
aware.
also pretty much live in a briefcase. So, huh? I guess the nonsense is all kind of starting to make sense. Hey, so, what, uh, where are we?
Do you think I know? You brought me here.
Oh, you're talking all of a sudden.
I've always been able to talk. Just
What?
never truly listened.
Well, talking and honking are two different things.
Only to the ones who are unable to come in.
Well, or to people that can't hear anymore because you honk so loud. I'm not trying to ruffle your feathers, big guy. Just saying.
Oh, they're ruffled every morning, always. Cursed to wake up for violence. It is our natural state.
Uh,
But fear not. I will not turn on you. Wherever you go, violence does follow. And I find that entertaining.
well, it's sometimes not.
Not for you. And at that point, you just hear honk.
Uh, hey, place is weird.
Aren't they all?
So is there on the other side of this, I guess, like portal where there's this forest, is it still like a stream or a river connecting, just like it is on the other side?
Yep.
And is there, I mean, outside of myself and Scooter, do I see any sort of like living creatures?
Varying degrees of small woodland animals that seem to be disturbed and scattering. Probably definitely more extremely disturbed upon Scooter's arrival.
uh, what about in the water? They're like weird fish.
Weird fish in water. There's no fish here.
Like similar to the okay. Um
So,
uh
where do we go next? And then there's a long, dramatic pause. Master.
uh you don't have to call me that. Um
All right.
I don't really
Buffoon?
know. Well, don't call me that either. Um, is there? So Altani said she saw some writing. It says water under the bridge. Is there any sort of writing on this side?
It also, in the same spot, says water under the bridge. In the exact same spot.
Hmm. Um, so he's gonna look over at Scooter, and I don't know why this is here, but it's here for some sort of reason. Someone did this, so huh.
Perhaps it is a doorway, vast armies to invade and rightfully take over what they deem as theirs.
Okay, chill out for a second. Um,
I crave violence, what can I say?
you could. Well, you might be right though. That would be awful. Um, well, so there's. I don't immediately see anything. I'm wondering if, kind of like we had said, we just like mark it on the map, I guess, and like this is definitely the kind of thing that I think Luana would want to know about. So, um, yeah, he'll take one more look around just to see if anything odd stands out or if he can hear any commotion in the distance or anything like that. But then
Uh,
he would ultimately
Perception and an insight.
okay.
And I'm gonna like kind of stick my head back in the portal and be like, "Hey, Bryce, if you're coming back soon, remember to grab some water from over there, okay? Okay, thanks, bye." And I'll lean back.
Scooter, so when you do that, Scooter gives Altani like, well, as far as Altani, Scooter's just looking at her normally, but with this new potential insight, so insight from Price, those perception and insight, is good enough because you hung out with Scooter. So with so Scooter like looked as Altani did that, and there's this like glare of 13. There's this like glare of disdain, I guess, would be the best way to put it. Not like hatred, but like almost in the same light that he this conversation had in the same vein. So it seems like the perspective of other people is not, you know, limited to just a singular entity. Imagine Vegeta
Okay.
in his early years.
Right.
Dragon Ball. I'd say Dragon Ball slash Dragon Ball. Yeah, Dragon Ball Vegeta. I'm the strongest. You're all weak. I crave violence. That kind of personality. But with the perception, you were looking for.
I guess specifically because I'd already kind of looked around and for any living creatures, any signs of any sort of like civilization, like smoke or you know
Oh, yeah, no, definitely none of that.
buildings or anything. Okay.
Yeah, definitely none of that nearby.
Um. Yeah, if that's the case, then he would. Let's see. Have something. Yeah. He would grab a little bit of the the water from this side, and then step back through.
Scooter follows. Because I imagine you like grab your suitcase
Yeah.
and do not hesitate. And as you're stepping through, it's kind of like Scooter, the voice therein, I should say, is like, and do not get. I do not. Violence is entertaining.
Good old murder goose.
And then you step back through.
Yeah.
And did you want to dismiss Scooter or just have him come with you so I can put the token back on the board if needed?
We could say that he climbed back in the briefcase.
Okay.
I'm picturing like he's getting back in the briefcase as Price is looking around, and you know, Price is looking around. Scooter hadn't said anything until he's just like, and then don't forget, as soon as he started saying what you said, Price will look back over, and I'm picturing just like his head with beady red eyes just sticking barely out of the suitcase as he's saying all this, and the lid's like slowly shutting.
Yep, like a
It's just like evil
like a
evil monologue.
80s or 90s like horror movie as the
Right.
evil creatures like fading away.
Yeah, it in the
in the sewers.
in the sewer. Yeah, yeah. It's just like, and then the lid just shuts and Price just kind of like shivers a little bit, walks back through.
we could,
Hold on.
what? Go ahead.
This could be funny. We don't really get to roll stuff for Scooter, so okay. It's his intimidation check.
And I'd say for that 21 because it would go perfectly with the little cherry on the top here is as he slowly fades into the suitcase, his last words are honk. And this is him saying it, not just honking at you.
Nice.
And then Price steps through. With a whole new perspective on
So
Scooter.
he'll pop back through. So that's definitely a portal to what I think is the Feywild. And it's gotta, like, someone did this. I don't know why someone put this here, but it's very intentional. What the writing and all that you saw, it's in the exact same spot on the other side, but it's just like, well, he's gonna kind of look around and like gesture to where we're standing in this area. We are kind of in the middle of nowhere, and the other side of the portals also, well, seemingly in the middle of nowhere. So I don't know why this is here, but we could get to the Feywild if we want.
That's pretty great, actually. But that would also make sense if that was maybe triggering some magic bleed through. We should definitely find our way back and do our best to maybe investigate all the samples that we have.
Uh, so yeah, because obviously just as easy as it was for me to go through, and I'm assuming, if like weird stuff, there might be like essence of Fey seeping out into the real world.
You know what? That makes some sense.
Well, so you think we should try to close this portal, or should we just leave it here for now?
Maybe we leave it there for now. I mean, it doesn't seem to be actively harming anything. I wonder if we could possibly. I mean, and if it isn't the sole cause of all the shenanigans going on, then maybe the solution to it could be passed through there. You know?
Oh, yeah. I'm just wondering, I don't I would hate to, well, he's gonna kind of get maybe a little like darty eyes and kind of like grip the suitcase a little tighter. Uh, it would be terrible if we got invaded.
Well, I mean, if they were planning to invade us, don't you think they would have done that by now?
Maybe. What if
Like,
they?
why would you open a portal and then leave it open if you had any plans of doing anything strategic with it? Wouldn't you normally open the portal only when you're ready to invade?
Yeah, but it is also kind of hidden.
It's true.
Anyway, well, yeah, we should definitely keep note of where it is and um mention that for sure.
And are you feeling okay? You seem a little, nervous. Everything go okay over
Those
there?
the whole thing's just kind of weird. I didn't expect to. Well, we almost died, and then now I stepped into the Feywild. And it's I'm old.
Yeah, true. I'm just gonna kind of look at you with some side eye. Like that doesn't seem to explain it, but all right. As long as you are certain everything's all right. I mean, like, did somebody try and invade you while you were there? Are you a doppelganger? Can we trust you?
Uh,
Squinty eye.
I there was yeah. No, yes,
No?
and I'm answering all of them. There was I
Oh,
couldn't just say one or the other. Is huh. Uh,
that's all right,
so
Price.
what are
You
we?
you definitely seem like you.
So what are we doing now? Or we're going back?
Yeah, we should probably go back and try and find where we are. Go back to Delruth. So we've gone north of Fairway, and we haven't run into anything familiar. So do we want to maybe head east? Because wouldn't we have heard if we had run into that little town before? So I feel like Delruth is likely somewhere maybe to the east, if I don't know, if not further north.
I mean, I
Uh,
guess for navigation purposes, what would be the intended destination?
Delruth.
Because okay, because otherwise my brain's gonna be like, okay, so if they're currently east here, then that means that wait, but then I explain it to them, they have to, but then from this, I think it'll just
Basically,
be either be
we
like,
get
where do
to
you want to go, and then we'll navigate like
we
that
want to go
way.
back to we want to yeah we want to find our way back to
My brain's
Delruth.
gonna get
Mapping
because I
along
have
the
to
way.
refer to my notes so much
Um, so kind of being very procedural and mindful of all of it. Um, but yeah,
because we can truncate some of it.
that would be the
yeah, I
plan.
think that's
Have to be travel simulator per se. All right, so heading back to Delruth, based on what you know, where you've been, where you potentially got turned around, who's leading, and give me a survival check, whoever is.
How are you guys
uh
doing on survival? Mine's not great. Great.
I think mine's all right. I think Kaito and I have the same.
You want to try yours this time, and then I can get the
Sure.
next one if you want.
You don't want mine,
I mean,
so
no.
just
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Let's see.
Here's a -1, yeah. All right. So yeah, you would be able to find your way home pretty quickly. Maybe a bit of, reading the time of day where the sun is in the sky. Um, Being like, well, when we left before at this exact time of day, the sun was about here. So if we go this way at this day point in the day, then yeah, we should be heading back to Del Ruth. Um, and I don't know, probably a little haste in the step with how the encounter and the under the bridge went. Like, I want to let's be someplace where there's a lot of people and witnesses.
Yeah. Also, I mean, we have a lot of stuff to tell Luana.
Yeah.
We've stopped at. It kind of seemed like because we hadn't found the source of whatever weird stuff was going on, so we weren't like ready to go back. And
hmm
now all of a sudden, it's like, yeah, we went to the monastery, then we came up here and found this weird, river. And we found this cave that was full of odd stuff, and then we found a portal to the Feywild. It's like we have all this information.
Yep, and
Yeah.
with your 23, you also know you never made it to the. You feel like you never actually made it to the location that the monastery told you.
Oh.
Perfect.
These have all been other anomalies and anomalous situations, seemingly.
Wow. Well, we're at least filling in a greater and greater map of the overall outer area, so that's good.
Delru. So we will away. Let me make sure I have the updated ones down. So you guys, I'd say I think so. Based on where you are, it would take. I think it was an extra day and a half from where you are. But nothing happened, so we can just sort of fast forward through having to do watches and stuff like that. Cause yeah, I I made my rolls and there was nothing that happened, so
All right.
no random encounters. Um, so yeah, you make it back to Del Ruth, and let me get the map switched over. A very familiar sight for many a eye.
Yay! Home to Del Ruth.
The familiar sound of construction. The familiar. Well, no, because you'd be getting back kind of in. I'll say you'd be getting back sometime in the afternoon, not quite evening, but it's coming up to that point. Um, and I'll just put your tokens on so you can move to where you sit. Okay. So, not vault by Mac and price. Yeah. Yeah, and so you are back to a familiar sense of food being cooked, construction being done, goblins roaming around, and talking with each other, people talking with the goblins. Kind of another uneventful day in a town that has recently gotten raided and in its rebuild phase.
Oh, I'm realizing. Okay, before I headed up on here, I probably would have had everybody give me their water samples, and I'll kind of take note of what's in what, and then I'll go up to uh, the potion makers, and give them to them and see if if they discover anything from like the different samples, and I'll let them know which, because like which ones have for sure the transformative property and then which ones we weren't sure about.
So you'd go up to their shop,
Let's
and
just
like
say I go.
the door's closed. They say they're closed for the day. Like
Oh,
the tokens are there, but it's just because that's
okay.
just representative of their shop.
Okay. Well then, my back is really hurting, so I'm gonna not move my token for the moment, but uh
Ah,
I'll notice that and then head over to the tavern and get a nice hot meal and a nice pint of beer and leave a coin on the table.
leave a coin on the table.
I know, I was just trying to think of how to make that work. And then
Yeah.
that's where I'll be for a little bit for now. So go for it, you guys.
Yep.
I know
And
Price just have to step
when you
away.
do that, it's the first like good, hot, fresh meal, good alcohol that you've had in several days at this point,
I mean, yeah, probably it'd be like a week.
which is also several days.
That is true.
All right, so Altani's getting alcohol. Vimac, are you also taking time to get alcohol and food?
No alcohol, just food.
All right, so you're getting snackies.
Post near death food.
Right. And I'll probably be I'll have all my stuff like next to the fireplace where I'll probably fall asleep after I get done eating.
And what is Kaito doing? Printing.
Okay, listen.
Afternoon jog time.
He'd probably just be hanging inside the tavern, probably also get something to eat, but mostly staying out of trouble.
Staying out. Kaito's new motto: staying out of trouble. And Price had to step away. I think that was his. Actually, let's do let's take a 10.
Okay.
Gives people a chance to stretch. Some people to remember to hydrate.
Wow, taking 10 after I just came back from disappearing for a while. I see how it is. I see how it is.
Hey, you could be doing something, but you said you're just staying out of trouble. All right, let's do a 10. Let's do it. Price had to
How
step
about
away. I'll take it.
if Altani sees Kaido just kind of standing around as she's like walking back from the potion people, she'll be like, Kaido, come on, come grab some grub with us. And then make her way into the tavern.
The 10 minutes is your characters taking time to eat and drink
And just relax without worries of any creatures, bandits, or cultists coming up upon us.
that you know of.
True.
All right, take 10. People have to step away, so All right. We back. So Kaido's keeping out of trouble by getting snackies. Altani's getting snackies. Vimac is getting snackies. And I noticed Price ran into Glorbs.
Yeah. Because it's been a few days. I think last time we were here, we left a bunch of stuff to get identified.
Yep.
Probably gonna
So
check on that and then meet up with everyone.
yeah, Glorb is staring into the forge, hypnotized, and then notices you come in. Hi.
Oh, hey, were you able to look at all the stuff that I dropped for you?
Yep.
And you know what it is?
Yep.
Perfect. Thanks, Glorb.
Glorb helpful.
Did you make like a list of what it is, or do you want to tell me?
All right. So what was the stuff that you gave him?
There's looks to be it's all the unidentified stuff that's in my inventory. And I don't know
Okay,
if anyone
perfect.
else had other stuff as well, but there's like it looks like a wand, potentially 2 rings,
Yep.
and
Unidentified.
something else. I can't tell what it is.
All right. So it has been that long. So yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Only
and then
because you help
also
Glorb
if
so much. Glorb help you. Yeah. And he just like like this is all the stuff that you gave him is just in like a cardboard box, and he just like drops it on the floor in front of you. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Glorb.
And let me
Is
switch these
the
to identified.
did anything happen with the lava ruby that was in the forge?
While I'm getting all these things identified.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Identify. All right. So he hands you the box of stuff, and then like does the like wraps his arm around your shoulder and like leans in with you and stares into the forge.
Okay. I was gonna.
And he
I
just
was
points into the
almost
forge.
okay. I was almost just picturing because I assumed at some point, and I kind of assumed it would be Altani. Was gonna debrief Luana, and then also talk to the potion folks. So if you guys want to do that, we could swap scenes, and Bryce could just be in here staring into the forge with Glorb.
You can
Yeah.
also give me an Arcana check. All right, camera
Up to you
swap.
guys.
No, go for it. No, go for it. I'm not in any rush.
You said Arcana.
Yep. Something does seem different, but it's not as blatantly obvious because it is still dancing flames in a, you know, a forge that's currently burning.
Mm-hmm.
Any minute now. Glorb senses it. Glorb knows. Glorb knows. Yeah.
How so? Glorb is a goblin, right?
Yep.
Uh, so I'm kind of picturing Price and Glorb are roughly similar size, if not the same size.
Yep, that's how he was like. That's why he like put his arm over like your shoulder and leaned in.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just picturing the two of them like standing buddy to buddy, or like buddy style, just one arm over each other's shoulder, just kind of like doing a little bro hug, and just both staring at the forge, just kind of every once in a while, just like, oh yeah, any minute, buddy.
And as per usual, it was oddly hypnotic. Oh yeah, Glorb, do this. And he hands you like a incomplete sword, so it's just like the blade of it.
Oh,
Glorb's still working.
Okay. You need help?
No need. Any minute. And then he like takes the blade and slowly like pushes it into the forge again. Glorb knows. And he reaches up and taps his nose. Glorb's nose knows.
Oh.
Something happens soon. Glorb not know what. Something happens soon.
I'm excited.
Also, recently, Glorb able to smelt much faster. And then he points to a pile of like metal that Flex has just been like hooking out the window and then running outside and then like carrying somewhere. Actually, no, he'd love to carry it. No, he's not going to hook it out the window. He's going to carry it all the way around the building.
Oh, did you?
Fire hotter than
What
look.
do you mean? Huh. Uh, I, I, if I'm not mistaken, I think didn't Vimac drop something off for you, or was that, or Vald, maybe?
You throw a
I
lot of
think I
stuff
was
on Glorb floor.
Yeah, I was under the impression you were working on quite a lot.
Yep. You come in, handfuls of stuff, throw on Glorb floor, say Glorb, figure it out, and Glorb figure it out.
That is remarkably true.
Also, and he'll notice that are you wearing the stick of Glorb?
Yeah, he's got it.
And he points frantically like
Yeah, here. What?
and then he immediately chucks it into the forge.
Oh, okay. That was where it was supposed to go.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. And then he like wraps his arm around your shoulder and like leans in again. Wait for it. And while you're waiting for it, that's when the camera can pan.
Nice, nice.
To the folks finishing up their snackies.
So Altani's probably like dozing as well. Just kind of sleeping off the food coma and relaxing a little bit because it's afternoon and like, Luana is probably in her office because she is always in her office because she is very responsible. So theater of the mind, because I don't feel like sitting up at the moment. I will basically head north to Luana's office and thank you. Knock on the door. Because if she's in the middle of stuff, I don't want to interrupt. And if I have to go and nap in front of the fireplace some more, I could always do that.
Is anybody going with Altani to Luana's?
I'll definitely invite Vimac and Kaito if they want to go.
I'll go.
I'll go with her too, yeah.
Okay. Because I feel like Vimac can also tell her about what your experience with how your familiar got popped out of existence with that glowy thing shenanigans. Okay, so we'll all make our way up there. So I guess as we get in there, we're like, Luana, we finally made it back. We may
Yes.
have, yeah, we have gotten a little, some extra exploration under our belt. But we did, get some answers possibly. But it sounds like there's still more for us to explore in that area. But we wanted to come back because there was one very important thing. We found a portal to the Feywild. So it seems pretty benign at this point. But I'll pull out my little sketchbook and maps and show her, like, kind of the path that we took to get back and where it was and all of that, and where it is in relation to the other stuff, and kind of just, go over all the details of everything. But it sounds like, or if we figure based on the description that we got from the monastery, that we didn't actually even yet find the thing the monastery was telling us to look for. Um, so there may still be more chaos going on that we need to go check out. And I'll
They
tell her
wanted you
about.
to. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, it's like, and I'll tell her about Calvin the Great. The Great. Anyways, please go ahead.
And they told you you're looking for what?
Some sort of disturbance they thought might be helpful for us to go check out. Because like, just to try and locate the source of all of that disruptive magic. Because they
And,
weren't entirely sure what had come from.
and you're saying the Fey portal, the Fey crossing, was not the source.
It doesn't appear to be, but the Fey Crossing did seem to be the source of some polymorphing magic in the local river there. So we did bring some samples back that we're going to be giving to our potion masters when they open tomorrow. Um, so definitely some shenanigans, like we did run into and defeat some cultists that were in that area that had some magic, but it wasn't the huge chaos of magic that we've been seeking out. So still more to explore, it looks like.
Hmm. Typical Feywild. Always throwing some random equation. Typical. At
And
least the Shadowfell, you know what you're getting, and it's doom and dread and, well, all of those things in spades constantly. The Feywild, they don't even know what they want in their own natural world. How funny.
that is true. And Price was seemingly concerned about some sort of possible invasion, but said that nothing had actually happened while he was, through the portal. But I don't know if it's something we'd want to maybe send a camp of people over to just keep an eye on it. Um, but might be something to maybe reach out to the Adventurers Guild about. See if they wanted to send, like a contingent down to build a semi-permanent camp there. Couldn't hurt to be well informed and stay
Hmm.
informed.
And this invasion is purely speculation, no evidence.
Correct. At least as far as I could tell. I think it was more Price being concerned that it was this, portal somewhat hidden out in the middle of nowhere. That in and of itself seemed to be a little suspicious. But we didn't see any signs of any wrongdoing or bad intent.
I mean, just because there's a portal doesn't always insinuate an invasion, isn't that right? And she looks over to the Drider in the corner.
We're like, see, right? That's what I said, but figured I'd pass it along.
Of course. This is a whole lot of information. I will have to write in a report and send to the guild, of course, as per protocol.
And I'll make a copy of this map too, and you can send it to them. Because there was a little town that we ran into, really nice folks, but probably could use with a little bit more broad contact with greater civilization, if you get my drift. Like they would
So,
benefit, I think, from like maybe a road being built to their town, more trade, things like that.
indeed, one town does not
Right.
necessarily grow by being isolated.
Exactly. But real nice folks, so I think everybody would benefit from, you know, being more connected. But yeah, um,
I'll be sure
I
to
think I,
send some goblins there to assist in enacting an ambush league there.
I think that might go over well. Just have them hmm, ask about Fight Club while they're there to start. Because I think that would be that would probably be the perfect group to join the League of Ambush.
Noted. In the
Let's see.
monastery, did
Mhm.
they... So we know where they are.
We
Did
do know where they
they
are.
have any intent? What is their goals?
Uh,
What is their alignment?
I mean, positive intent. Definitely nothing malicious. Great spot for training. I'd highly recommend we send some of our more battle-oriented goblins there for training. They're very, very species open and, you know, very welcoming. Seems like a pretty safe space also for people to just focus on training, but might be really nice to build up the kind of martial prowess of some of our guards here. I bet Flex would
Yes,
have a
some
great
of
time
our
there.
guards. As you hear the
Like
clopping feet of Lionel walking by the window.
Lionel might really enjoy visiting there as well.
He always has a
It's right
chip
Maybe
on his
beside you.
shoulder.
what was that? What?
Oh, he always has a
Sorry.
chip on his shoulder.
Well, true. I mean, I understand, kind of where it comes from. It sounded like there was a pretty significant misunderstanding and good intent, but bad execution of something with my predecessor here. But, I mean, might be able to find some new expression for him, in at the monastery. They're all honorable folk, so I think he'd be in good company. If he wants to, of course. I wouldn't want him to feel as if we were driving him out. More of just that it's an option if he would like to expand his martial prowess with other honorable folk. And how have the mole people been getting along? Settled in okay?
Yes, they have burrowed themselves. Well, it's been a few days, but they've managed to burrow themselves a new little, at least temporary, hovel for themselves to shield them from the daytime sun.
Oh, good.
And we
They
have
deserve a safe space.
assisted in getting their supplies in a secure state.
Oh, excellent.
Well, that's pretty much all I had for the moment. I do, I mean, and I'll shift through some of my different things here. And I mean, if you want a vial, we have a couple of these samples of that polymorphing water. We were going to take over to the potion masters, but if you want some of just that for your purposes, if you think that would be helpful, we have some. Uh, I also have this troll meat that I thought maybe they could look into, its regenerative properties. Again, unless you know of somebody who might be maybe better suited to do that research.
She kind of quirks a brow at you.
I mean, it was as ethically come by as one could, I suppose. But all, compliments of Calvin the Great, who is also working on trying to unlock the mysteries of the regenerative properties of trolls. But I thought maybe we could expand that research to our alchemists here.
Well,
I
there
mean, that
is
could really inform
an
things.
entire research and development department of Adventurers Guild. I'm not sure if you're aware of this.
Oh, I had heard rumors about that, but I didn't know how wide breaching it went. Do you think that this would be right up their alley? If so, we could always entrust it to you and send it their way with the request that they reach out to us if they discover anything interesting.
Hmm. Well, and she stands up and kind of does a wrist flick as she paces a little bit. I suppose that will be on you as it is your research. And if you are willing to give it up for the guild, or if you would prefer to be here and researched. Either way, I am unbothered. That would mean we have some weight here in having some, if there is a breakthrough, we would have access to the resource and understanding. However, if it's sent to the guild, that is also a boon, a different type of boon with a different group. So that
I
is
mean,
your decision.
I do have a pretty big chunk. I suppose we could also just split it in half and send, send some to the guild and leave some here in town for our alchemists to look at and tell each of them that someone's making progress on their research, might light a fire under each of them. What do you think? I'll have my hand on my chin, like contemplatively.
I personally think the larger the sample, the quicker the research will conclude.
Well, if you think we should pick one, I'd say let's start here. Um, I think that having a leg up on some research like that would definitely benefit the town. Might even lure in some more scientific types to set up shop here, which would be helpful. So maybe if you wanted to include in your report that we do have some research going here, and maybe if they wanted to send one researcher down to join us, could be pretty helpful. Have our own little beginning R&D department here for things that would be outside the purview of our alchemists. I mean, we do
She
have the
does a
room.
she does like a light shrug, not like a dismissive one, but just like very much akin to like, that sounds fine to me, kind of nonchalant. Like, if that's what you want to do, sure.
All right,
She
cool.
seems very indifferent. She's just very good at laying out the options in regards to guild business.
Perfect. Well, yeah. Well, then let's do that and see if anybody's interested. Because especially anybody who might be specializing in regenerative research would be ideal to come down. And then in the meantime, I'll give this to our alchemists.
When they're open, of course. I'm pretty sure they're closed
Of
currently.
course. They are. I did stop by already and saw that. But I will check in again tomorrow.
Of
One more day
course.
won't hurt anything. Well, and Vimac, do you want to tell her, anything about what you had discovered?
Well, when we were in the cave, I don't know if it was tied to the undead guy or the cultists, but there was was it a hole or well or wherever? But
Yeah, that was the hole that had the ice in it. It was like looked like a frozen lake, but when those creatures had broken out, we discovered that the hole it was actually quite a deep pit. Um, and that what was it like? What 10, 15 feet down into it was where we had seen that thing originally.
yeah, and we sent my familiar into scout, and it was sent directly back to its normal realm. So there's potentially something super dangerous about that. Didn't want to test it any further.
And
I
then
see.
let's let's see, was that I guess OOC was that the thing that ended up floating out of the hole and then flying deeper into the cave? Or was that what was left in the hole after the glowy thing came out and went to deeper into the cave?
I believe the glowy thing was after the hole.
Well, it was in the hole. The glowy thing was in the hole, but then at one point there was something that had glowed that had like floated out of the
Yep.
hole and gone deeper into the cave. Was that a different item than what had dispelled the familiar? Or was that
There
the thing
was
that dispelled the familiar?
there was no checks, so you have no idea.
Well, no, no,
It was
no.
it
I
was
mean,
things that happened.
but timing wise, I'm trying to remember. Um, because
So
timing wise,
I
I
think
think it
what had
was
happened as far as like the timing, um, we were all in that one room, and then when we backed out, we had gotten ambushed. And so then we backed up like by the lizards and stuff that had broken out. And then um oh no, that happened first. Then we went back and checked the breakout. I just
well, and
remember at
I had
one point we went to rest and you were kind of scouting, and I
yeah,
think that's when you had seen some sort of like flicker of something that, I guess to your point, had gone from that room kind of around the corner,
yeah. Okay,
but I don't know
so
that we ever knew what that was.
I don't know that we ever found that thing. Okay, so then whatever was in the hole was still there after the thing had escaped the hole. So it was secondary. Some type of secondary power source maybe. Um because I was just trying to remember like if it had the order in which it happened cuz you're right. I think cuz I had gone um like during my guard shift, I had gone to go check it out, saw something glowy down there that seemed pretty magical and possibly dangerous. Didn't want to go too close to it. So I came back um, and let you guys know. And then we all went there and Viamax sent his familiar down. But as I had been leaving to come back down, that was that glow. Something had floated out behind me and then went deeper into the cave. So yeah, so there is something else dangerous floating around in there. I'm not really sure what. Um, unless that was just another necromantic kind of something or another that helped to raise the giant bone guys that were working with the cultists. So, but yeah, we don't know. But there likely is still something dangerous in that hole. Yeah. So we'll relay that to Luana.
I see. I'll definitely add that to the report.
Wonderful, thank you. Oh, and that is the same cave where Calvin the Great is. So Price was kind enough to put up a sign to deter people from going in the cave so as to leave Calvin the Great alone. Um, just just in case anybody disturbed him and didn't want them to get accidentally hurt. Um, And,
What
he is one. Hmm?
exactly did you put on the sign?
Oh, what was the price to don't go in this cave, come see Price instead, Price and Delruth instead? Something like that.
Because
Very
some
proactive.
people, when they see a sign that says "Don't go in," that invites trouble.
It could. Well, and I just figured something to at least deter possibly. I mean, and they're
Ooh,
welcome to go in there. It's really only going to be to their own detriment if they
maybe we
ignore it,
should have told people to go in, and then they wouldn't want to,
right? We might
or
have to make some
go
adjustments to
in
that sign.
at your own risk.
If you go in, you'll have to do a lot of extra homework. No, that probably wouldn't do it.
Passing this threshold
Ooh, I
will.
know. Your manhood will fall off if you pass this threshold. That should
What
deter
about
most people.
if
That's
you're not a
assuming
man?
only men are going in there.
No, but generally, I think women would probably be smart enough to navigate in there. They wouldn't necessarily go in
They,
all aggressively, right?
but they would think it's women's
But
only
you
club.
led the charge.
Yes. But that was after we had also encountered a bunch of cultists, which won't be there anymore. So now the only really danger in there is Calvin the Great and his, guard zombie. But if that's the first thing that people encounter, then it might be better. I mean, at the very least, even a woman's gonna take pause from that.
You can give me a
Either way,
quick little history check.
let's see.
Okay. Don't please come in if you want to be a experiment test dummy
Ooh,
or
yeah.
you're undead.
Actually, that's probably perfect.
Because it outlines exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, this will totally work.
I mean, it's been a it's been a day or two, but you do remember that you did also run into he one of the things that he did say. Oh man, what is it that he said? He told me something. Something about Dang, I can't think about it. Just that thought on the tip of your tongue, and it just won't the lines won't connect.
Fact. That is the truth of my existence. Not even as Altani, just as my own existence. I'm bringing the realism.
Immersion. So with all that information, she doesn't like start writing anything, but she pulls out some like some scrolls and puts them on the table and unfurls them and sets aside like a ink and quill, um, and then goes over and reaches into like a cabinet, closes it, and moseys over to Kaito. Oh, and
All right.
this came for you.
Oh,
And
what?
she offers like what looks like a letter.
He'll take it and look to see if there's any writing on it.
So you never told me what university Kaito was from, but that's where it would be from.
Huh. Like the school he's from or something different? Like
The
his
school.
hometown? Oh. Huh. So it's the Academy for Wayward Heroes then. He'll open it up then.
It's seems like a letter from, an old acquaintance. from way back when, way back then, the olden days. It's sort of they essentially the letter goes as they learned you've graduated and they are happy that you graduated and that they too have graduated and wish to be a part of the Adventurers Guild. However, you know, times aren't the greatest this time of year, so they weren't able to join the Adventurers Guild, but they did hear that you joined, and so, they're basically just kind of catching up with somebody you knew back in college. Like imagine just one day you get a letter from like, "Oh yeah, that's
What's
Joanne
his
from
nuts?
yeah. Yeah."
Okay, is this supposed to be someone good memoried or more bad memoried?
I mean, I'd say it would be good memory cuz they're telling you all this stuff. If it
All
was
right.
bad memory, it'd be like, Kaido, you son of a bitch. I know you're in the Adventurers Guild. Oh, I remember that one time you slammed my head into the table and you hit me in the face with a tomato. Ooh, you son of a bitch.
All
I'm gonna
right.
get you.
Well, I'm going to DM you something real quick, like let me find it. Let me find it.
I didn't get all the details to the backstory of Kaido.
This was his classmate Nima. There's Marinetti.
And
There was
while you're sending me that,
Dakar.
that was pretty
Because
much
these
it. She was
were,
just giving you the letter.
oh yeah, this is students that he was with, so you can pick one who have written the letter. That's why I'm sending you these. These were his friends.
We'll
That
go with the
doesn't
second one.
already exist here. And then there's River. River was the last one.
I'm trying to remember which one was.
All right. So second one.
Yep. Okay.
All right. All right. Huh. I did not expect to hear from Marinetti again.
And Luana just kind of shrugs, like she handed you the letter and went back to preparing scrolls for reports.
Okay. He'll pocket it because he doesn't know what else to do with it.
Well, you certainly have given me quite a lot to have to write and report on. But as far as your objective goes, it seems like your goal is to assist the monastery, and as such, I would propose you do that. They seem like they could be most potent of allies to have available. And while that
All right.
meeting is going on up there, the camera pans. Well, I should say, first things first, you hear the heavy set footsteps roaming around the town. And you know, at this point, you don't need to see him. You know, the mayor makes a grand entrance even when he's not even nearby. So you know Mayor Chungus is still roaming, doing his thing. And then the camera will pan back to Price, who is currently staring into the forge with Glorb. I think in it now. Don't you think? Yeah, yeah, look. See, any minute. No, 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 any second. Glorb's nose knows this. As he's holding on the price, staring into the fire. Wait for it. Wait for it. And you see Glorb like sniff the air and wiggle his like pointy goblin ears. Wait for it. Wait for, and then he quickly goes now, and then he pats you on the back, like almost like not like to damage you, but like go 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 go, and he's giving you no instruction whatsoever. Grab it now now now.
Oh, okay.
And he's pointing into the fire. Do you reach your hand into the fire?
Yeah. Not the first time. This is how he got the lava ruby to begin with, right?
Yep. All right. So give me a dexterity check, not a save. Well, no, none's attacking you. So
Just
let's see.
like what, acrobatics?
Yeah, because it's sort of based on like you know, if you like drop something in like a
What about, like,
boiling pot
sleight
of
of hand?
water and you're like, ah shit, I gotta grab it real quick, and you just like instinctively try and snatch it out before like your hand can get boiled, but just like fuck.
Yeah, should I do sleight of hand?
Yes, I hand it actually work too. Okay, that's an 8. Good thing y'all's are full on inspirations.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll probably use my inspiration. And then let's see.
And it is a skill check.
Yeah, I'll do guidance if I can. Oh
12,
man.
okay. All right. So it was a 10 plus 1. By hand. Yep. Okay. So you at first you try and reach your hand in. It's like ow 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 ow. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And then Glorb just like pats you on the back again. Go down 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 down. And it's almost like this frantic, like imagine like a high intense like game you're playing and you're just into it, right? You're staring into it, you're super focused, like you're barely even breathing, and you're just like waiting for like this moment of something happen, and then it happens and you're just like ugh.
Right.
And funnily enough, it is the guidance that pushed it from meet or beat,
Oh man.
because you're reaching into the fire. Because it's not difficult. It's just like you try not to burn yourself, and you
Yeah.
reach in and you pull out the stick of glorb, and it looks like exactly what it did before. It doesn't look like the wood was charred or burned or anything like that. It looks exactly like it did before, except it feels heavier overall. Trying to explain how it feels heavier overall, but the weight distribution's slightly different. So it's like heavier but lighter, if that makes sense. Like it's lighter where you're holding it, but heavier where like the head of the club is.
Okay.
But it is hot to the touch, so if you hold on to it, you're gonna take a little bit of fire damage.
Uh he'll probably like pull it out and then um I guess you know how to almost kind of like fan it off a little bit, he'll probably just kind of like swing it around a few times.
Like juggling a hot potato, like ow, ow, ow.
Right, right.
All right, so you would only take half of that rounded down. So you'd only take 2 points of fire damage.
Okay. And then
Oh, and like and it cools off in your hands, and you just sort of look at it, and yeah, it looks exactly like it did before. But Glorb is staring at it with like wide eyes.
Well, it's not as hot anymore.
Oh, take this. And he reaches into like a little pouch and offers you like two of these what looks like little berries.
Okay.
I'd say a handful. It'd be a handful. Basically, he's giving you good berries, which you'd immediately recognize. Like,
Yeah. Oh,
Glorp
thanks,
needed a lot
buddy.
of these. Glorp stick-handed forge a lot.
You know, fella I once knew used to call these sensu beans. But we know what they really are.
Yeah,
He'll pop a couple.
which you just get healed back.
Okay.
So now you can update OOC wise. You can update the stick of Glorb to stick of Glorb +1.
Ooh, okay.
See, Glorb stuff always superior. And he puts hands on his hips and does like he does a very familiar confident pose like when you do when you have your cloak of billowing and you're just sort of flexing in a sense.
Yeah. Very familiar pose.
Glorb stuff unmatched, unrivaled. Glorb best smith ever. Whole town know it. And he nods. But now Glorb need to wait for it to do it again. And then he's like looks at the like side eyes the forge again.
Oh, yeah, of course. Um, well, I thank you, Glorb. I'll leave you to it if unless you need some help or anything else.
Glorb watched closely. For perfect time, the stick-handed forge. Pull good stuff out. Glorb quality.
Yeah.
Best quality Glorb made. And
Well, you're not wrong.
yeah.
I'm gonna go meet up with the other folks. I'll see you soon, Glorb.
He's already started staring into the forge again.
As expected. All right, so yeah, he'll make his way out and probably not knowing where anyone else went, he'll go and into the bar area and see that it's empty, but he'll put a coin on the table and let's see what he'll get some sort of snack.
Pickles Hoghead.
I think he'll do. He doesn't want to rile up all the chili dogs or Jeb, so he'll probably just get like a bowl of fruit, just assorted fruit.
All right. They definitely get lots of fruit, of varying degrees, and totally not Easter egg, but there's some very delicious looking apples.
Yeah, he'll just be kind of snacking for a sec, and then he'll go meet everyone at Luana's because he's assuming that that's where everyone went to go discuss things. I'm trying to update this item real quick, so that's why I'm
Yep, yep.
scatterbrained.
Well, I mean, we can. Everybody up there is doing. So you guys have had your, interaction with Luana. Where to next? Are you guys just gonna kind of take it easy for the rest of the. Because at this point, you got in at like afternoon. Now it's officially like evening. So
Yeah, I think it's time to turn in. Personally, like had some food, had a pint, caught up Luana on everything. So like my duty is done until tomorrow or whenever the potion shop opens back up. So I can give that stuff to the alchemists. So I'll go find a bed. Oh, I'll
the
kind of
usual alley bed.
right. Well, no, it's not normally in the alley, but usually it's the fireplace where I fall asleep like a puppy. But maybe I might actually try and find a real bed this time. Like, let's see. Um, like if this one, like one of these isn't taken or something.
Yep, they're usually open.
Yeah. So I'll take one of those. Let's see.
So pretty much, it sounds like you guys want to reconvene in the taverna.
Yeah.
So
I'll be like, night, guys.
when you get in there, you would see Price with the fruit basket.
Oh, hey.
Hey,
Um. Oh, I got cool stuff from Glorb.
oh yeah.
He's got this box that Glorb gave him. Um. So I guess he's kind of like rummaging through a couple things. It's not like a bunch of stuff. It's actually just it's a couple rings and some gloves and like a little wand. Um. And he's gonna he's gonna pick up the wand and he's gonna be like, yeah, watch this or listen. Um. And in celebration of getting all these items, he's going to use this wand, which is the wand of conducting. So anyone within 60 feet um, can hear orchestral music all of a sudden bursting out of, I guess, the wand or nowhere. And as he's just kind of like waving it around in the doorway of the tavern.
Oh, it reminds me. So when I put that in, it reminded me of a movie, an old movie called "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker," where the main character walks around with their own theme music, and that's kind of what I imagine now.
Yeah. So he's doing that, and it's like he'll he'll just kind of like have um was it very dramatic pauses where he'll stop waving it, and I'm picturing the music just stops, and then he'll start waving it again. Uh, and he will as he's doing this, um, oh yeah, there's also a couple other things. There's there's two rings. I thought maybe Kaito might want this one. Um, this one should probably help with well, Kaito's got an axe that burns people, so this will help to not get burned. Um, and then I got another ring that Vimac, I don't know if you like being cold, but if you don't, this ring will pretty much prevent you from being cold or, having to worry about
So
cold
wait, you could
stuff.
go out in the snow and not be cold.
Oh, but yeah, not only would you and or anything that you're wearing be cold, but you'd be resistant if there was like an ice storm or something.
Whoa.
It's kind of neat. Then there's these gloves, which I thought Altani would maybe really like. Uh, let's just say that Glorb was saying that if you're wearing these, they make you really, really deft and nimble. So if let's say someone shot an arrow at you, you could try and deflect it and maybe not take as much damage. And there's a chance that you just catch it and don't have to worry about it at all. So I thought she likes to throw psychic blades, and if people start throwing stuff back, she could just say nope. And then
Kinda
we
like
got this wand.
reminds me of a tale I heard about a guy that just said no, and stuff flying at him just stopped midair, and then fell to the ground.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So I'll post all this stuff OOC so you guys can actually see it. That's the wand which he's currently like, as he's describing all this stuff, he'll stop waving it and he'll talk about one of the rings and then he'll start to wave it around again. He's being like very Chris Farley about this. Or like more cowbell style, just kind of like walking around the tavern. These are the gloves. This is the fire resist ring and the ring of warmth, which is pretty cool. So I forget. I think we got those in chests somewhere. It was like a chest or two that Price had looted a while ago. But he's kind of like divvying these things out. So just let me know who wants what and add that to your inventory.
So unless there was anything else anybody wanted to do, the we can wrap up there, as you guys would probably be settling in for the rest of the night. And then you guys can plan out and figure out what you want to do, which I have a pretty good idea of what, but in case things change, we'll figure out what you guys want to do effectively in the morning.
Sounds good.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a good stopping point there. You guys got out the cave, got information. Kaito stayed out of trouble an entire session.
Yeah.
I know, right?
I was actually I saw that you said I got a BRB, and it was just like the perfect timing because Price was walking up to the bridge, and he had done a check, and he's, oh, like my immediate reaction for whatever reason was to turn around and just be like, Kaito, come hit this thing, like just Kaito smash. And I looked up and you had just
You
said
wanted him
BRB.
to get in trouble, bro.
It was just like one of
Wow.
those things where I was like, oh yeah, let's just have Kaito hit something. And they just happened to work out perfectly where, yeah, Kaito
Yeah,
was on his best behavior.
now you know you can get Scooter to do it, and he'd love the violence.
Yeah.
He create. He just needs to be possessed by a Majin and get defeated, and then learn the error of his ways and hold a respectful grudge.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, with that being said, we're gonna wrap it up there. Yeah, thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for hanging out. Appreciate you. Yeah, and for those of you on the Ubles Tubles watching this, we do this over on Twitch every week at 5:30. We start a little bit late, but some people had appointments and stuff that they had to take care of, such as the way of the scheduling boss. Yeah, so usually we start at 5:30, but sometimes we start a little bit later. That's just the nature of the game. Um, and we do this over on Twitch, Twitch TV/cubed222. For inquiring minds, by all means, drop on by, say hello. I don't bite unless you want me to, and then I guess we'll go from there. So Thursday we'll be back to the usual the time, 6 o'clock Pacific. Back to the variety games. We'll be playing something. I'll leave that to the inquiring minds. Um, but yeah, that was fun. It was nice to have the Wednesday game, back on track. I will try to get these VODs on the Ubles Tubles by Monday. Sometimes sometimes I get it done on Tuesday, but usually try and get it done on Monday. Mondays. And yeah. So with that, I hope you all have a wonderful morning, evening, or whatever it is in between for you. And hopefully we will catch you guys again soon. But until that time comes to fruition. That was almost the wrong one. I wish you all a wonderful time. There we go. And remember, stay good to yourselves, stay good to others, and, relax. Sometimes, it's good to take a breather. And also, don't be like me and turn into a shrimp. I am bad at shrimping. Good for your back to not shrimp. Anyway, until next time, catch you guys tomorrow, maybe, if you're around. And, yeah, have a good one. Peace.